The Job Data Entry Area, Part B, Job Details and Invoice Tabs. This is a continuation video about the Job Data Entry Area. In our prior video, we discussed the General tab and how contact labels and roles are defined and used. Now let us consider the Job Details tab. It generally contains a number of preset fields as designed to come with your particular software package. If you have a Premier Edition, you have the ability to further adjust or customize the labels displayed on this tab. That is done using the Maintain, Office Management Preferences, Custom Fields tab. Premier Edition users may add or adjust up to 28 custom text fields and 5 custom date type fields. For instance, perhaps you desire to record when inspection reports are reviewed or sent, or keep track of some other job-related dates, perhaps permit dates or others. The additional contact field section located on the screen may be used to specify custom labels for up to 4 optional miscellaneous fields that appear when adding or editing contacts directly. Let's focus on the job text fields. Let's say we want to record whether there are pets present on the premises. Let's add a new label for that below Means of Access. We click OK to save our preferences, and now we'll click through the Job Details tab to see our change. And there is our new Pets field. Premier Edition users may adjust existing labels as well. Just bear in mind that any information previously stored in those particular custom field numbers would remain in those prior jobs even though the label would change. Note that any non-Premier Edition users who would like to add these types of features to further customize or expand their database may upgrade their edition type. Finally, let's discuss the Invoice tab, where job details that affect the inspection fee are generally entered or tracked. Other than the invoice items themselves, the fields on this tab are not customizable, but are generally designed to print on an invoice form should you choose to print or email one. Let's focus on the invoice items themselves. In this case, our database is empty, so we haven't set any invoice items up yet. Not a problem, as we may simply add items to invoice for our job and choose to add a new item. Let's add a general invoice item called Inspection. With a price of $300 as our base. Let's also add another item while we're here for pest inspection. Let's call the item WDO for wood destroying organism, and we'll add a description of pest inspection and a price of $175. These are our base items, which are now permanently added to our database so that we can select them for future jobs very easily. Now for this particular job, let's select both items to add them to our invoice. And click OK, and the items have been added to our job's invoice. Note that you may further modify a particular standard item for any job by selecting it and using the Modify Item button. Perhaps to change the price for this job or other information. Visible simply means that the item prints on the invoice rather than being for our internal records only. So you may use invoice items that are recording information about the job that don't necessarily print on the invoice as well if you wish to. You may use the print option to produce an invoice or email if you have previously entered your emailing options in your office management preferences. Although this is a quick way to enter your job invoice items for a new job in a brand new system, it may be helpful to use the Customize Invoice Items menu option to set up all of your various potential fees as invoice items for easy selection in the future. Customizing invoice items is also useful for maintaining or adjusting your master invoice items you previously added, such as when you need to adjust your default pricing, or perhaps to retire old services you no longer offer by making them inactive. You will also note that in the Maintain Office Management Preferences, there are a few additional invoice features that might be available, such as setting a starting invoice number, and other options which may or may not be available to you depending on the edition that you use. We hope this brief tour has provided you with a nice overview of the job data entry area and how you can customize it to suit your needs.